Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my deck profile for the Star Seraphs. This is a rank 4 spam deck that revolves around getting out Xyz monsters, which requires 3 materials. This deck does this very easily and without losing any hand advantage due to very specific cards that we have access to. This deck is already was very hand heavy at first before this new support was out, so it was kind of bad because it was kind of like Black Wings without the draw power. And without the powerful cards like like Armor Master and stuff. So, but now this deck is very, very fast, and it allows you just to go all out without losing any hand advantage due to Star Seraph Sovereign and Star Seraph Scepter, which are arguably the best cards of the entire deck. And through these two cards, you can actually do some pretty nasty shenanigans. And go for some pretty powerful plays for his turn. Now, the most stupid thing about this deck, though, is that if you have more than one Star Seraph Scepter on board and you use the Xyz material for a monster that requires 3 or more materials, you get 2 Scepter effects. So you get to pop 2 cards and then draw 2 cards. So that is, like, insane. But without further ado, let's go into deck profile and explain this as we go along. So first we run 3 Star Seraph Scepter. Now, a Scepter is very much a Stratos in a sense, because it allows you just to, when it's normal special, somebody can add 1 Star Seraph monster from your deck to your hand. And of course, except Star Seraph Scepter, of course. And if it's used as an Xyz material for a monster that requires 3 materials, you can target 1 card in the field, destroy it, and if you do, draw 1 card. So that is insane right there. It's a +2. In a sense, because you get to pop a card in the field and draw a card off of it. So it's very much like a Gemini Spark without you tributing a monster for it. So it's really nice in that regard. Next we run 2 Star Seraph Sage. This is just ditch any unnecessary spell cards that we have in our hand, say dead Valhallas and stuff like that, to special summon out Star Seraphs. And it's also kind of strong. Even though Scepter is the strongest card in our deck, main deck at least, when it comes to attack power, this is the second strongest with 1600. So it isn't that bad in terms of attack, but you're most likely just going to use the Xyz. And next we run a triple Hecatrice. This allows us just to go for insane plays. You just discard it and then go for and then search out that Valhalla. And then let the shenanigans begin, because you can just go for a special summon of Star Seraph Scepter instead of wasting your normal summon and still get the plus off of it. So you can go for a Deltaros without using a normal summon, which Star Seraphs, what are they called? The other guys can't, which Stellar Knights can't, if I'm not mistaken. Well, they can if they go Soul Charge, but this deck can do it without Soul Charge, so it's kind of dumb in that regard. Next we run triple Star Seraph Scale. Now this card is actually a little bit underrated in my opinion. It's actually a really good card, because when sadly you don't want to activate its second effect, because if you do, I mean, like then you can place a light monster in it from gravity to the top of your deck. That kind of ruins stuff if you activate that effect, because that causes stuff to miss timing and you're just going to have a bad time. So don't activate that part of the effect. Just when it's special summon, you can special summon Star Seraph monster from your hand. Remember, this stacks to itself. So you can go like, okay, go Valhalla Fallen, special summon Star Seraph Scale. Oh wait, I have another one in my hand. Let's special summon that and then go for something else. So that is kind of dumb. However, these 3 at the end here, these are like the best cards. So next we run the Star Seraph Sword. This is just a big beat stick that can potentially get 3000 plus attack. If you drop a Star Seraph from your hand, you can run over any potential problems that can't be destroyed by card effects like Midrush or something. Why does it still called Midrush? It's Winda now. But yes. Next we run the Star Seraph Scout. This allows you to go for some really dirty plays if you don't have Valhalla Fallen out, because you can go Star Seraph Scout, Special Scepter, and then just go shenanigans from there. Next we run 1 Honest. Should be pretty self-explanatory. It's a light-based deck, so why shouldn't we run Honest? Like, seriously. And then finally we run 3 Star Seraph Sovereigns, because Sovereign is just the most dirty card in the entire game, so you special summon it for free. if you have normal summoned or special summoned a starter monster prior to it. And this is really interesting because if you have multiple of these guys, multiple of these in your hand, you manage to special summon one of them, you can special summon another one and then another one. So it's Kage to Kage, like, on insane levels. And it's searchable too by Scepter, so that's kind of awesome. So you don't need to go into something like King of the Feral Imps just to add this dude to your hand. Now for the spell cards. Now I actually run Mind Control. Now this is kind of a unique choice. Because Stellar Seraphs, because Stellar Knights are such a prominent deck nowadays, Mind Control is actually not that bad, because you can just steal one of their monsters and go for a rank 3 XEs if you just have 2 monsters on board. I go for that rank 4 XEs, which requires 3 materials, and then just pop a card they control. You don't need to worry about anything, which is really nice. Next we run 2 rank up magic limited variance force. This allows us to go into the 2 Chaos XEs of the deck, which are Umbra Horror Masquerade and the Archfiend Star Seraph. Which is a, well, Archfiend Seraph. It's actually a pretty decent card. I dare still say that the Umbra Horror Masquerade is the best of the 2, and it's a win condition on its own if it's used in the correct way. But this guy can also kind of ruin games, and it's a big beat stick on top of it, so... yeah. Next we run a triple Mystical Space Typhoon, pretty self-explanatory, just standard back row removal, nothing too fancy there. Next we run 1 rank up magic Quick Chaos. This is just in case we want to Chaos XCs during the battle phase or something like that. And we have, say, Umbra Horror Masquerade already on board, we attack, then after that we activate Quick Chaos, go for this dude and attack again. That is a total of 5,700 points of damage on board in with like one card, so it's kind of dumb that way. Next we run triple Valhalla the Fallen. These are the targets for Hecatrice, and it allows us to go for crazy plays with Scepter, with Scale and Scepter most notably. So yeah, that's a thing. Also, it's probably the card that you really just want to discard with Sage, should you have multiples of it in your hand. Next for the traps, we've run 1 bottomless trap hole, triple dimensional prison, double dimension slice, double breakthrough skill, 1 compulse, and 1 solemn warning. So that is pretty basic, dare I say. These cards right here are kind of basic. These two, since we're exceeding a lot in this deck, this card is never dead. And it allows us to get a free banish on top of a free pop, so that's kind of awesome. Next, for the extra deck, we run 1 Umbra Horror Masquerade, 1 Noble Archfiend, or Archfiend Seraph. Next, run 2 Masquerades, 2 Delteros, 2 Star Seraph Sentries, 1 Heraldic Coat of Arms, 1 Valende Sigma, 1 Black Ship of Corn, 1 Silener's Arc, 1 Castel, 1 Starlish Paladinamo, and finally 1 Rhapsody in Berserk. Now, as for potential side deck cards, you might want to run this bad boy right here, which is the Shadow Imprisoner, which is this thing. This might be something that you actually want to run in your siding, because of the Shadowll matchup and the Burning Abyss matchup. Should you run this? Most notably the Shadowll matchup, because Shadowlls will just kind of ruin you. But Breakthrough Skill should cover you from most of the stuff that's in the metagame right now. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm out.